It's the weekend again. Comes around very quickly. It's Mailbag. I am joined this week again by Dave and Pete, two Mailbag regulars now. And Daytime's Flash music. That how you say it, Paul? I never get
Yeah,
it
it's
right.
Paul. Just call me Paul. Just call me Paul.
And we got Paul too. Right, as ever, lots of questions, so we will get straight into it. Tell you what, we'll kick off with the hot topic. What's the best ever penalty? Paul, go ahead.
Oh God. Well, who was that who stole my thunder?
So
Kevin Pressman. It is Kevin Pressman.
that is the
Or
right answer.
John Stones against Buffon, lad. Juventus in the
Yeah, or
big.
as Maggie said, John Joe Kenny Panenka.
Or I don't know if he'll let me say this, like, but me and Dave played in the Chan Cup in 2012. Was that Dave? One of the
Yeah, it was.
his penalty was one of the best I've ever seen. Like an extra set along the ground, right in the corner. Not a chance. Any keeper's saving that, honestly.
I
So,
can't believe I can't believe we won that trophy. It's the last trophy that was lifted at Goodison, that you know.
oh my
I've
God.
seen I've seen Dave take a penalty as well. I can confirm, spot on from the spot.
The
Telling you.
the Chan Cup though was it was got to be the most random thing ever. So because at the time I had a relatively decent relationship with the club, which is since since isn't anymore. Let's put it that way, or with the people who've previously gone. So it might be half decent nowadays, but um, I got a message when I was working at Radio City saying, "Would you like to enter the Chan Cup?" I was like, "It's a chance to play at Goodison." Do you know what I mean? And I said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." It says like you pick your team, get your team together, and all this like. So no one really replied to it or mentioned it at City. So I just replied to it and I said, "Yeah, tell us the day, times, and all that sort of thing." But these six guys they brought over all like semi-pros.
Do you remember that run I done? And
Yeah,
you and Dave Bennett was on the sideline because he didn't play for our team, and I like picked the ball up from our keeper and like ran off the length of the field, and then he pulled me down.
yeah.
No, it wasn't great. I don't mean it like I was great, but it was like Dave Bennett was laughing and said, "Look, I should have squared it, shouldn't I, to Joe?"
Yeah. Well, we
Any
had
any footage of this? Because it sounds remarkable.
no. There are a couple of pictures somewhere, but
Only
anyway,
there's video of us lifting the trophy, isn't it?
yeah. The best thing about it was like we got to the final, we got to pens, right, and it was 3 pens each
Yeah.
on the Gladys Street goal, and they had a really good keeper as well, and like I was the third one of ours to take, and the obviously in the summer the grass was like a rock hard, wasn't it, Paul? It was like playing on concrete.
It was like, do you remember when they used to play? Well, they used to play, or they still play it there, the Super Cup at Monaco, because that's built on a car park, isn't it? That's what
Yeah,
it's
similar to that, wasn't it?
bodies at the bottom of your
So
mouth.
it got down like everyone scored 2 pens each, and the lad who was in goal for us, he was about to keep it. He saved their third one, so it was down to me to put it in to win us it. And I thought I'm just gonna bet. I've said how many times we spoke about pens on here. By the way, I thought I'm just belting this. But I thought, you know what, I've just got to put it in a certain direction. I'm looking at it and thinking how big the fucking goal is. You know what I mean? And I thought I'm just belting it past this fella in goal there, and I just ripped it, and it went smack into the bottom left-hand corner, didn't it, Paul? And we all went
Unreal.
ballistic, started
Oh,
flying along the floor and all this because we won it. And we got, I don't know, I've got the trophy somewhere, and we got given 2 crates of Chang.
Nah, you're all right.
I know, that's it. I was like, throw that trophy away. Three, three cartons of Chang, and then yeah, that was such a random day. But we didn't get to defend our trophy as well because I think I started having murder with the board.
the,
Chan Cup winners, you'll never sing that.
That's it, mate. That's right.
Sin, right. And like before we even played, didn't we? Someone played a corner in, right, just practicing at the park end before the tournament even started. And I tried to do like a stupid acrobatic volley and landed and like on my elbow in my boots. It's to this day. But on that Sunday, I ran the 10K at Port Sunlight. And between 8 and 9K, I had to walk because it was in. How much I thought.
Was your overhead kick like Aruna Kone's that time?
I don't even think I made contact. I can't
No, he
remember.
didn't either.
I'm really cold, mate. But back to the question, I want like
So
genuine.
just on that, it was Neil Dutton who said it was Kevin Pressman, who, if no one's seen it, go and have a look on the thread
Yeah,
on Twitter. He basically hits a goal kick and
he
it goes
rips
into
it,
the
doesn't
top
he?
corner.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
No, but I mean, how many times I've wanted Pickford to take a penalty for us is
That's the
right
same.
up there. You know, I just like even that on Newcastle the other day.
Tuesday night was the one.
Yeah, I thought as soon as they gave it to Calvert-Lewin, I thought there's at least half a dozen players that they put in front of him, and I probably put Pickford on the top of that list. You think that one he got for England as well? He
Yeah.
just rips it. And you know, I don't think it's rocket science taking a penalty. I do not think it's rocket science. If a goalkeeper saves your shot, if you've ripped it from 12 yards out, then fair play to them.
Well,
But
yeah.
I'm saying nine times out of 10, that will go in the goal.
You look at Calvert-Lewin's, the placement wasn't brilliant. It's one of them where it's a good height for the keeper,
Yeah.
usually. If he doesn't blast that, the keeper palms that round the post.
Correct.
So yeah, it is
Yeah.
it is about like just getting some power behind it, isn't it?
Yeah. The one that we won at I'll go for the one we won at Chelsea in the FA Cup. It was it Baines who scored that, was it? The
Yeah.
winner? Yeah. After scoring the free kick to get us there.
What?
I think Phil Neville got the last
sorry,
one.
Baines
Yeah,
scored- Baines
that's
scored the
right.
free
Yeah,
kick,
it was
didn't he?
Neville because Neville ran to our fans and just went like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't look like anything Phil Neville would ever do in his life.
Yeah, Baines scored the free kick to take it to pens, didn't he?
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah,
And it was in that, probably one of the best away kits we've ever had.
it was. Yeah, the cream one. The socks
Yeah.
were amazing.
Those socks were unreal.
Yeah.
Pete?
Yeah, along the same lines, you've got to throw in Johnny Heitinger from that same penalty shootout. Because after he took it and he scored it, it was a boss pen as well.
Yeah.
But then it was the walk back to the halfway line when he like shoulder barged Ashley Cole, and Cole like turned around. He obviously put him off because he missed. I think he ended up blazing it over, and
Yeah,
he ended up putting it into our end. So I think that's got to be up there just for the pure shithousery of what happened afterwards. Also, David Unsworth's got to get a shout here.
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
he used to hit a pen. I remember one in the derby. I think it might have been the McAllister one though that we lost in the end. But I remember him hitting a
That's right, it
penalty.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, and he absolutely leathered it, and it was like straight down the middle, and it hit the back of the net, and it ended up on like the edge of the box. He hit it that hard. It bounced out.
I think that's the thing, though. That defines what I've just said there. He probably mishit it, but because he hit it so hard, they've got no chance.
Yeah, but he was great, David Unsworth. You know, but you always get these questions about who would you have taking a last-minute penalty to keep you in the Premier League or to win you the cup out of anyone. And some people say Baines, but I've always thought David Unsworth. Unsworth, he didn't just do it for us either. I remember him doing it for Sheffield United and I think Wigan as well. I'm sure, you know.
He kept them up in the league. He kept Wigan up in the league that day.
That's right. And again, you know, that sort of situation. David Unsworth, for me, for anyone who didn't get to see him, anyone who's a bit younger, he was the best penalty taker I've seen.
Yeah.
It's a shout, that. That is a shout. We'll crack on with some red hot soccer chat. So Phil said, with our wide attacking struggles, could there be a role for Patterson on the right wing? Perennial question this when someone can't get in at right back, isn't it? Should we chuck it on the right wing? But there could be something to this. Coleman did it under Moyes when he broke through and was struggling defensively. He was a real threat and managed to develop the defensive side of his game. Yeah, what are we saying? I'm not sure how good Patterson is, to be honest. I'm not entirely convinced. I think with Coleman, it was probably there that he was going to be a very good player. So it was like, we'll get him into the team to get him into the team and give him some experience. I'm still not sure about Patterson. What does anyone think?
No.
I disagree with you. Quite profoundly disagree with you. I think he's a really good right back. I just think he's in the wrong place at the wrong time. If you saw him at a Fulham, yeah, look at Robertson at Fulham, probably a similar thing. If you saw him at a side like that, who play a style of football that really suits him, look what he was doing at Rangers. That's why we ended up getting him, because of how well he was doing at Rangers. He's an international right back as well. I think he's a top class player there that just is completely in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that I have a real problem with Dyche and how he's treated them. Not least that we found out he slapped them when they were away. Whatever happened there, he just backhanded them in the face or something like that. I'm not too sure what happened there, but it's funny the comparison there with Coleman, because when we loaned him out to Blackpool, he played on the right hand side, and he was electric for them. And then when he came back to us, the thing that always epitomised Seamus for me in his early days was when we beat Liverpool. I think it was the 2-0 where he just bombs it. He beats about 3 or 4 players, gets to the byline, crosses it in, and Cahill knocks it in, doesn't he? It was that one. It was Cahill that ends up scoring it. We won 2-0.
Yeah, it was Cahill and Arteta scored, didn't he?
That's the one, yeah. That was when I looked at him thinking, do you know what? It doesn't matter if he's any good as a right back. Either way, he's good. Just leave him on the right hand side doing anything. I think with Patterson there, I can see behind the sense of it, because I think Harrison's crap, and he's the one who gets the majority of football on the right hand side for us. So I'd give him a chance. Probably far too late, and we'll never ever see it in his lifetime as long as Sean Dyche's the manager. But I can see the sense behind it.
Yeah, when you put it like that instead of Jack Harrison, I'm fully on board now. Paul?
I'm sort of in between, to be fair, just with Dave, like with his little party spin propaganda there, it's just swayed me a little bit, but I was pure with Peter and shaking my head and not saying a word then. So I don't know, it's I think usually what happens is when your side isn't very good, you're trying to fit every single, permutation into every position, I suppose, aren't you? And then use, or just throw them all cut all the names up on a piece of paper and put them in a hat and just pull them out. And, you might have Coleman bursting down the wing in the derby and Pickford scoring the winner in that day, to be fair. So
yeah.
I'm all for that, like.
See, the other thing as well, the one thing I just throw in there about Coleman, and people might dispute this, but he's never been able to cross a ball properly. I think I'm a massive critic of him. I'd rather have Tony Hibbert as a right winger than Seamus Coleman, because Tony Hibbert could always cross the ball. He could always cross the ball, but Seamus is the one thing I think that's eluded his game, is he can't cross the ball.
It's that little chip into the box.
Oh,
it's painful, isn't
little
it?
dink to the back post.
Like those never.
Yeah. He was always about cutting it back, wasn't he? He was about being on the overlap and cutting it back. But I think with Patterson, the big difference between Patterson and Coleman is that Coleman had an outstanding attribute, if you like. I remember he came on against Spurs.
Yeah,
I think that was the first game before he went out on loan to Blackpool, and he came on and changed the game. It was absolutely brilliant. And we drew 2-2, and I'm sure they missed a penalty in the last kick of the game when Defoe missed a penalty. But I remember Coleman that day was absolutely brilliant. But he came on the right wing and just ran at them, and you could tell that he had that ability to take a man on the outside and like you say, get to the byline and cut it back, and that's where he excelled. And then I think then it was a case of sort of guiding him, letting him play in that position, and then get him up to speed defensively as well, because obviously coming into the Premier League was always going to be difficult for him, coming over from the Irish League. So I think the big difference being is that Coleman had that outstanding attribute of being able to attack, whereas I don't really see Patterson at the moment with anything necessarily outstanding where you'd say he's a great crosser of the ball, or he can beat a man on the out. I just don't see it just yet, and I think there's a lot of work to do for that. I do agree though. I'd like to see more of him. I think he needs time to develop. I mean, if we're going to talk about anyone getting thrown in on the right hand side, I want to see more of Lewis Dobbin, to be honest with you. Once get him fit, and I want to see more of him, because at least it's his position, but also I feel like he's got something about him. He's got a little bit of a spark in him, where I think he can cause damage. But I say Patterson, not too sure of at the moment. Not writing them off just yet. But I think,
I think I would like to see a right-footed player on the right wing for a change.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be lovely.
If Jack Harrison's the bar, I mean, come on, you've got to start giving other people a chance, haven't you?
Put me on the right wing if Jack Harrison's the bar.
I'm telling you, mate, you go back to the Chang World Cup, whatever it was we ended up playing there. I'd throw me on the right wing ahead of him. Just going back to that difference with Coleman. Coleman was raw, wasn't he? He was just raw. It's like a lad who you just went and pick off the park and said, "Come on, lad," and he just had a mentality of just put his head down and don't stop. And I think you don't see that's old fashioned these days. You don't really see players like that, do you?
Dave
Go for it.
Thomas. No, that's all I was going to say, Les. Yeah, just like, a direct get to the byline. Yeah, like
Yeah,
you're saying, raw direct. And is it bravery? Do you think he just
yeah, it's a
has
good
no
point as well. Yeah,
fear? That's Coleman. So he would just play like he was basically back in, the League of Ireland, where he thought, well, I'm far better than these players. Not an overconfidence or an arrogance. He's got like an immense bravery and absolutely no fear.
yeah.
Maybe some differences is that because he hasn't had that exposure. Sorry, Les.
No, that's a good point actually, because that does feel like something this team hasn't got. The
Yeah.
bravery to try and knock it past the man. Probably not got the pace to knock it past the man and beat him either. But
Yeah.
it would be nice, as I said, to see someone get down the line and get some byline crosses in. Sort of on the same topic, Liam's asked, would any player from 97, 98 get into this side apart from Duncan? Yes, things have gotten that bad. That's it. The yardstick's changed now, isn't it? That was always our worst ever team for me. Although like 93, 94 under Walker was always the benchmark of how shit Everton could be. I think that team is always the one that you look at because Danny Williamson never played. John Spencer was bad. Paul Gerrard, Peter Beagrie was there. Gareth Farrelly, although he scored that goal, wasn't a great player. I've got the squad up here, and I think there are quite a few that will get in. Dave Watson gets in straight away.
I was going to say, is Richie Goff still there then?
No, he came after.
later. Yeah, he
came with Walter Smith, didn't he?
Walter Smith, yeah.
Dave Watson, Slaven Bilic is in there, isn't he? Have you been there?
Yeah, he would have been, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but he had like half a game, didn't he, or something?
He had half a knee. That was his problem.
Is the core still there? Is the core there?
No, he came with Walter Smith as well.
No.
Masarazzi in the core the season after.
That goal he scored at the Cup.
Oh yeah, Don Hutchison.
Yeah, shout.
Yeah.
And Joe Parkinson. Surely.
Joe Parkinson was there, but did he play much that season? Because he was on the way out.
He was like, I think he tried to make a comeback, and I think after that season, that was when he called it a day. I think it was that summer actually that he had his testimonial.
Yeah.
The year Kadamati broke on.
Yeah, Kadamati scored in the derby, yeah. But he had about 5 games, didn't he? He had about 5 games where he was unbelievable. And then he scored in the derby and then just didn't score again for about 3 years.
Is his one Chef Wed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing well, isn't he, I think?
Yeah, he's doing well,
isn't
he? Yeah.
Is Phil G. Evans there?
He never got a game though, did he?
No.
Phil G. Evans was there, yeah.
Michael Ball was in there, wasn't he?
Michael Ball was there, yeah. Terry Phelan. Richard
Dunn. Oh, bring back a Terry Phelan.
That's why. You know what? I'd sign him now just for that song.
I love Terry Phelan. He was another one who just bombed it. He'd just pick up the ball and he'd end up like 60 yards down the pitch.
Yeah,
that's why he ran like this.
Yeah, but he just bomb it down the tunnel because he got subbed off.
Phelan should run for his calves, couldn't he?
Who's that?
Yeah, massive calves. Yeah.
Who else did we play fullback those days?
So it was Tony Thomas.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Was Mitch Ward in there?
Mitch Ward.
John Oster was around.
And Carl Tyler. You can't have one without the other.
How did we stay up?
Because he both were worse.
Very good.
What other strikers did we have apart from Dunk?
Oh, Thingy was there, wasn't he?
Michael Madar was there.
Madar was there.
I'll take him ahead of Calvert-Lewin.
I would have him in all day.
You know the story about Michael Madar?
Go ahead.
Apparently, well, because we signed him, we had him on loan, didn't we? But we actually ended up signing him, but then released him. And apparently there was like this thing on a tour, on the pre-season tour, where he fell out with everyone because he demanded that he had some freshly squeezed orange juice and not like a cordial one. And when they'd gone away, he brought him back the orange juice, which was like freshly squeezed. And then he took one sip, spat it out, and threw it on the floor and said it wasn't cold enough. And then apparently it was like a big kickoff. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're making us all. So yeah, that's I can't remember where he heard that. It was some kind of like players' night. So if Michael Madar's listening and he wants to sue me, I'll.
Has anyone ever called him up? By the way, has anyone ever called up to him?
I can't help thinking he'd already been tapped up by PSG at that point because that's who he signed for after us.
Yeah. So he just wanted to kick off. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. I've got to get out of here. It's shite.
Well, the great ever was it against Blackburn? Was it Blackburn where he scored a belter of a header?
Yeah, I did.
We won 1-0.
Yeah, there was one. Was it Wigan? No,
He
there was
also
one that went in off his arse as well.
He
I
missed
think the
that
keeper
chance in
tried
the
to clear
derby,
it.
though, didn't he? Do you remember that
oh,
chance in the derby he
Oh
missed?
yeah.
Yeah, that was the infamy, that wasn't it?
yeah, it was only Rob Jones on the line, wasn't it? I think at the
Yeah,
top.
that's right.
Right.
Wide.
Here's one for you, Nick Barmby.
Blech!
I
He
disregarded
missed the
it.
pen. He missed the pen as well in that game against Coventry.
We should have known, shouldn't we? We should have seen the signs there and then.
I had to go and interview him, and this is in 2012, so it's obviously, well, it's 12 years ago now, but at the time, I had to go and interview him and Diddy a man. Say Diddy like he's my best mate, but I had to go and interview those two at a community hub for kids sport over in Anfield. If anyone knows, it's by Georgeson's. It's a little car shop there, just near Breck Road. And randomly they were there, and I just got a call to say, "Can you come and chat to them? Like, get a preview for the Merseyside derby." And I went there, and like, a man's like a relatively nice guy. I've spoken to him a few times in the past, work-wise. But I thought, Nick Barmby, has he ever actually spoken to anybody in his life? I've never seen him do an interview. I've never seen him do anything other than sign for them and score in that derby. So I went in there to speak to him, and he's obviously about 3 foot tall. And I'm sitting there talking to him, and I said, he said, I was waiting 5 minutes like before the press officer arrived, and he said, "Are you a red or a blue?" I said, "I'm a blue." He said, "Oh, you went, I don't want to do this." So I started laughing, and he went, "No, I don't really want to do this." I said, "Mate, I'm not gonna hit you." Do you know what I mean?
Not Jimmy
then,
Bullard.
yeah. And then it ended up being really sound in the end. You know what I mean? He was talking. He was having a good laugh in the end, to be honest with you. But he said, "Just don't ask me why I left." So I was like, I had to leave him to that. You know what I mean? But he was sound in the end, much to the detriment of everyone who's listening to this. But also on the question,
did you ask him off the record? I can bleep it out. You can tell us now.
What's that?
Did you ask him off the record why he left?
Why?
You can tell us. I'll bleep it out. It's fine.
It was something about orange juice, I think. But just answering the question, no, I'd take him now. I'd have him there now.
Oh, just don't forget after 4 years. He had one good season.
Yeah. When he scored a hat-trick away at West Ham.
He did, yeah. Was he right back, right winger?
Played on the left, didn't he? And got in the England squad, and then...
Was it left, yeah?
Yeah.
He had Spurs and Borough, wasn't he?
2000.
Yeah. Pete, your face is summing up exactly how I feel about him here. It's great. You can see the absolute contempt without you saying anything. You can just see like, oh.
I hate him.
Same.
Don't play poker.
Yeah, there you go, mate.
Right, here's a player who I quite liked, and I can't remember if he was any good. He probably wasn't. John O'Kane, right back.
Shite.
Was he crap?
Shite.
Because I thought he was all right. I don't know.
I always used to think that about John O'Connor. He used to play alongside him. Do you remember him?
Oh, yeah, the black hair, the young lad.
Yeah.
He had good hair, though, didn't he?
He looked about 12 even when he's 40.
Like John Oster. Person.
John Oster still looks about 14.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
Did he go to Sunderland? He was still playing in the Premier League with Sunderland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be great when we signed him.
Yeah.
We've ruined so many young players that season. I'm sure Michael Branch was still knocking around.
He was, yeah. And Franny Jeffers as well. I just got in the team.
Yeah. And then you've got Tony Grant. Tony Grant was a good little tidy midfielder.
Rodney. Yeah, that was his nickname, wasn't it?
Tony Grant was decent. Tony Grant was a decent midfielder.
Yeah, he was. He'd walk into our midfield, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'd have him at Addison as well.
I'm trying to look as well because I'm sure Peter Dane was knocking about at this point, and he's pound for pound one of the worst players I've ever seen.
I think he was Walter Smith. I'm sure he was Walter
Smith.
Smith.
He was. Was he Walter Smith?
How did we stay up?
We very nearly. It was goal difference, wasn't it? We stayed up on.
Was the year after
Chelsea staff?
Was it, or did he leave that year?
Year before, or 2 years.
So
50. 95, 96, and
left,
then
didn't he?
96, 97 he left, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bolton had -20, we had -15.
Take that this season.
Just what you're saying, Kanchelskis, remember he left and then Taribo West nearly ended his life with a tackle when he was a Fiorentina, right by the dugout. It was the absolutely...
Taribo West.
I can see it now. Me mate used to go Nigeria on Pro Evo and he used to call Taribo West the cheap.
Taribo West.
Mate, actually, yeah. So my mate who lives in America now, he used to call him the cheap. Taribo West. I was like, he nearly killed my favourite player.
Taribo West, you remember him? He's a blast from the past, isn't he?
Did he sign for Derby?
He did, yeah, that's right,
He went, didn't he go missing at some point as well? He was always a championship manager, a legend as well. You could always get him on a free.
Yeah. It's because he taught Enna Valencia everything he knows. Getting off on stretches in games, getting chased.
Getting chased for child support payments.
Stuart's asked, in a week, we're getting dressed as an inflatable dino costumes backfired. That video, by the way, I'd say the fella in the inflatable dinosaur costume is not the worst fella on it. It's the one who comes in dancing with a Newcastle top over his hoodie. He's the worst thing in that video.
I haven't even...
What's been the favourite fancy dress costume you've seen or have worn yourself?
I've only just remembered that.
Come to you.
You've got to say the although I've warmed to him now, he's not Nick Barmby levels, but at the time it was hilarious. The Grim Reaper behind David Moyes has got to get a shout.
Yeah, that was,
and then he got sacked. We beat him, and he got sacked. And in retrospect, actually, we had good reason to be annoyed with Moyes the way he went to try and pinch our players on the cheap, and he had a few little jibes in the press. But I think that's kind of thawed out a bit now. Our thing towards Moyes, I think he's all right. But yeah, still funny. Well, exactly, yeah. But I think he's done his time in terms of getting a little bit of stick off us. But I like David Moyes, to be fair to him. But yeah, the Grim Reaper thing was still hilarious, and the fact that he got sacked after it as well.
Yeah, it was right by the dugout as well, wasn't it? It was right there.
With a full-on,
full-on sign. How'd you get that in the game, by the way?
I'm pretty sure it was a real one as well.
I was going to say, I thought it was a real knife in the end of it.
Paul, go ahead. You've got a belter for this. What is it?
I forgot to get the picture, and I've just... So, when I was 18, we can put it up on Twitter, honestly, afterwards when I get it. I forgot, because I've been that busy today, I totally forgot. But me auntie's 40th. I think she was 40. I was like, yeah, it's about 20 years ago, 24 years ago, so 2000, right? Bo Selector was massive, obviously, at this point, and obviously funny at that. I went as Mel B with a leopard skin dress. I'm not messing. My cousin does special effects. He's worked on the Batman films, everything. He done me a proper mask, a Bo Selector mask. But because I had shorts on underneath it, right? I was doing this thing where I had to get my wallet out of the pocket of my shorts. So I was just going, oh, and then putting my hands up and dressed, but I was getting my wallet out, thinking I was like, I'll try and get the picture, but I forgot to get it today.
I'm not sure I want to see it,
No, because I've got glasses and everything. It's not like, it doesn't look like me. Look.
Oh, God, then.
Yeah, it looks like Lee Francis. Well, I'll rephrase that. I was going to say doing Mel B, but doing an impression of Mel B.
Dave, what's yours?
I'll send you all this. It might have done the circuit, this picture of me. But I went to me.
I'm really terrified of what photo of you're going to send us, Dave.
No, it is.
I think I know.
It's like that, but in a different way.
So it's with the Chan cup and no clothes on.
Just on my head.
It's Dave. It's Dave with his pockets out, and he goes, "Do you want to see me Shangy?" That's what it is.
The elephants.
You just made me feel like Teabag off Prison Break there. Pockets out. No, but mine was I went to me mate's Halloween party as Moses, and what? It was like I got the hair and everything. I'll send you this after we finish.
We've used this picture on an old mailbag.
You've seen it then, yeah?
Yeah, we've used it. as the
Yeah.
as the picture for it.
But the best thing was obviously I had to because obviously you need to lift it up to go for the piss. So I had to lift it up, and I started laughing to myself because I had a pair of total 90 Astro boots on, and I'm thinking, can you imagine Moses walking around with that doing the Ten Commandments with a pair of 190
Imagine,
with a pair of total 90s on?
yeah, you should have just said you were Victor Moses.
That's terrible, that, mate. That is so bad.
When you've got to be up Mount Sinai at 3, but you're at the pits at 6. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I think mine, and it's one of those things that really, really didn't age well, but it's the El Hadji kid.
Oh God, yeah.
It's like, oh
Really?
my God.
That's
The
really
fact
bad.
that someone did that to the kid and sent there was that school, was that like a World Book Day thing
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something?
Yeah.
Outrageous. Yeah, so
What
for
was
anyone who's
it?
not seen it, someone blacked up their kid, put him in a Leeds kit and said he was El Hadji.
But there was
Shaved it.
there was a run of things like that happening, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Like
There was
people
someone-
thought that was okay for time.
I remember the one with Les Ferdinand as well, where there was a kid dressed up like Les Ferdinand.
Yeah, in there away, that like purple or and blue
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
The brown one, I do remember that. Yeah, yeah.
There's also we won't dwell on this too much, but there's also the famous one of the Liverpool squad, isn't there? At their fancy dress thing, and one of them's dressed as a clan man,
Oh God, yeah, that's right.
and it was John
Yeah.
Barnes.
Oh,
Jesus, yeah,
it was
I know.
John Barnes.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on from that. What have we got? Mike has asked, how would you describe Everton to someone who just arrived from Mars? Reply to this from Sound Dave. As the drunk uncle at a party, you hate the way he acts sometimes, but you love the bones of him.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
That's a good analogy. That, to be fair to him, my simple answer would be, I don't know what you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
you don't think, and what are you talking about? I wouldn't let them know that it existed. If I liked them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, as long as they weren't a knobhead.
That's it. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, if it's absolute bellend, I'd say they're the best club that you've ever seen. You know, we're all amazing. We carry flags everywhere. Do you know what I mean? We hate Liverpool and we won the title. Like what? How many times we won the title? What, 9, 8 times, haven't we? 9 times we won the title. I'd be saying we do that every season now.
Surely, but I was going to say, surely if they're from Mars, they've already got a Liverpool flag and scarf, haven't they?
Yeah.
See,
I was walking around town yesterday, and I can vouch for that 100%.
yeah, I think. Do you know what I'd do? From Mars, yeah, I'd show them War of the Worlds. You know that film where the Martian invaders come to Earth and like
Yeah.
it starts off really well for them.
Yeah.
And you know, they think they're taking over the planet and then they all get sick and die. I'd show them that and say that would be preferable to making choosing. Turn back, lads.
Yeah, just go home.
That could be like changed, and it's Mashiri buying a club. That's basically, you could just
Yeah.
I think it would just be summed up in 2 words for me: effing shite.
Oh
There you
yeah,
go. That's it.
I'm playing that video with the fella in the Glazer Street.
Yeah.
I do love the way you've just indicated that this mailbag's PG there, Les.
Did I?
You saying effing.
Oh, well, no, yeah. Yeah, I reined it in there, didn't I?
Trying to get the
I'll
kids
be honest.
involved.
Do you know what you could do? You could just show them that Gattuso gif. You know, like sometimes maybe good,
Yeah.
sometimes maybe shit, and then they just leave it at that.
Great, that, yeah.
Or just cut it so sometimes maybe shit, sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah.
Mostly shit.
Another one from Mike here. He's just put Bella ciao, Bella ciao, Bella ciao, ciao, ciao.
Oh yeah.
Have you got this one covered, Pete?
Oh yeah. Well, do you know what though? Someone actually replied to something the other day to say that we've got to get it ready for Walton Mill Park, and I thought, no, we can't just nick it straight away. But I can confirm we are stealing it from Martina Piemonte. So yeah.
Well, let's face it, you'll sing it in the game there at Goodison. It just won't get sung. But it'll probably get sung underneath the street end or something, but then won't make an appearance all game.
But it's also it's an Italian partisan war song, isn't it? It's about going out and fight like the about fighting the Nazis and leaving your wife at home, that sort of thing. It means like bella ciao.
Yeah.
See, like goodbye, beautiful, or hello, depending on, because ciao in Italian means hi and bye. So
It's incredibly left wing, and I'm there for it. Paul, you
I
gonna
was
say
going to
something?
say, yeah, just as the Italians have said to me in the past when I've been over there, ciao bellend.
Bit of a two-parter from Dan. So basically, we need to know what animal it's going to be. So we'll do that question again. So right, what's the biggest animal you reckon you could cling film to a lamppost single-handed? Just a quick answer.
Quick answer, we all stop.
There
a
is
giraffe. All right, I'd say a giraffe, and the reason
that.
being is that because they're quite high up. You'd only have, there's a lot of surface area there. If you've got a big enough lamppost.
That is the correct answer, by the way. The giraffe, because it probably wouldn't
Yeah.
even notice. You could
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
You could
Anyone got
coax
another
it in
animal?
by putting a fake giraffe head on it, maybe giving it some like yellow and black stripes, and then pounce. So yeah, go on. What's the next
Anyone
bit?
else got another one?
Yeah, I reckon I could do with a snake, cobra.
It's the cobra.
Yeah,
Bit nippy, them, you know.
I don't know
Would
why
you-
I've
would-
named that as an in particular snake, but they're bastards now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Would you do it
Constricted or something dead lazy, just like
Yeah. So something that like I'd try and get out of it, but it couldn't. Like I'd be laughing at it because it couldn't like squirm its way out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Would
Taking
you
half
only
that
do-
you're trying to spit some venom at me, and you can't because you can't move properly, mate.
Would you not like only do half of it? So like the upper half was free a bit, just to really take the piss.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be something like a really, bad. I wouldn't want to hurt him. I just want to like laugh at him. Do you know what I mean? And say, you live your life eating all sorts of like rats and raccoons and whatever else they eat. I'd be like, I'll throw you
Did you
some
say
chicken
raccoons?
nuggets or something like that. I'll go to Mackey's for you, mate.
raccoons.
But I want you to stop like harassing animals. So
Yeah.
if you do that, I'll probably set you free.
Fair
And we'll go to
enough.
Mackey's.
Right then, Trans. Paul, what you cling filming?
I have no idea. What about the guy out of the Full Monty who cling films himself to make himself? I'm going to start doing that for myself. Does he?
And having a Mars bar.
Yeah, yeah, that's what.
Right then, here's the second part of the question. So, Paul, you've cling filmed yourself. I don't know, an act of self-sabotage or just haplessness. Dan's asked, once you've cling filmed the animal of your choice to the lamppost, how long do you think it'll stay there? Now, Pete, I reckon you're getting quite a good few goes round its leg. I reckon it's staying there for a while,
I think it would, but I think it would probably it'd attract a lot of attention though. So you've got to bet, is this a case of will the giraffe escape or will someone set the giraffe free? And I feel like a giraffe is more likely to get freed than a cobra, because a cobra, people would be looking at it thinking, I'm not helping that thing.
Yeah.
Because as Dave has quite rightly pointed out, they do attack rabbits and what was it? Raccoons.
Even if there's a raccoon walking past with a pair of scissors, he's looking at that cobra and thinking,
no one's helping that cobra out. I think the giraffe would weirdly be released quite quickly, because I think everyone would go,
Well, no one hates giraffes, do they?
No, I feel bad doing it.
Problem.
I'd probably let it go myself. I'd just like, be like, oh, come here for a second, mate.
That's it.
It only has to get back to Toys R Us.
Jeffrey. Did he have a fight with Jimmy Corkill once?
Is it toys?
What?
I'm sure he had a fight with Jimmy Corkill once,
Jeffrey the giraffe had a fight with Jimmy Corkill.
Yeah.
Find that list.
Yeah.
No, like Jimmy Corkill, he came on, Dean Sullivan, bless him, he came on to the Brookie music in the wrestling ring, and Jeffrey from Toys R Us was the one who's having a fight with him.
I really hope this is real and you haven't just imagined this, Dave, because that's really...
No, listen, I've imagined it, you know what I mean? And just going back to the question, I think snakes get an add life, do you know what I mean? I think they're all right, me.
It didn't sound
you know what I reckon there as well, if I like wanted to, did you say sniggle them free? I think it desperately wants an animal to eat. So I go past with an armadillo and
armadillos.
you can't kill an armadillo, can you? You know what I mean?
telling me that there are 7,000-year-old armadillos wandering around.
That's it. Like any armadillos just turn into like a proper rock mitre that you had in school. You can't penetrate them,
They're
no
like,
matter what.
it's another matter. They're like, do you remember the Tough Tex footies?
Yes,
The
yeah.
which?
Tough Tex. They were like rubber. So like basketball
Oh yeah,
material.
horrible
They
then,
were
mate. Yeah.
Oh,
footies,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it got that on the side of your ear or your inner thigh. That's what armadillos are like, aren't they?
Oh
Horrible
yeah,
things.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and you could probably you get out of the ball and probably nod one home as well because that's you can just escape when you want to. I should have tied an armadillo to the lamppost.
Tricky that.
Hang on. What about what's his name? Louis from Stop Oil. He'd do it himself, wouldn't he?
He would, yeah.
He doesn't need cling film. I also want to know where this shop is, where you've got cling film strong enough to put a giraffe and a cobra against a lamppost. Because I can't, like, they don't even stay in my bag wraps when I make butties for work.
Like, the thing is...
what about... And he'd have that fella with the bolt cutter as well that goes like that.
Yeah.
Like, the thing with cling film is, you use it on your butties, falls apart. You accidentally stick it together when you're trying to do your butties. It just, like, stays stuck together.
Yeah, it's horrible when it goes in a little path. It's horrible.
Yeah. Go on, Paul. How long are you stuck at this lamppost for?
Well, I'm pretty cumbersome, aren't I, around the middle? So I would say
cumbersome. Yeah,
it would. I would think that sounds like a great song for a new tune, that as well. Like those fellas who get obviously stripped and on their stag do's and then cling filmed.
Oh yeah.
No one's ever going to marry me. That's never going to happen to me. So I'll just do it myself, and it looks like someone actually is yielded.
Yeah.
We'll come and help you. We'll help get you on that lamppost and humiliate you, throw some eggs at you and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll find the raccoon with the scissors. Could be the last question here, lads, and it is a belter from Gary Lunt. Choosing one burger, fries, and either a side or dessert. What would be your ultimate combo with only one item each from the big three of Mackey's, Burger King, and KFC? Pete, go on.
There is only one correct answer.
Go ahead.
And it is an XL bacon double cheeseburger from Burger King, McDonald's fries, and a side of popcorn chicken from KFC, and that's the answer.
I agree with that.
A shout.
Yes, I agree.
Any room for KFC gravy though?
No.
Ooh. KFC gravies. I wouldn't even give to me Cobra. KFC gravy, mate. It's just not for me.
Stunned.
It's vile, mate. It's vile. Can't stand it. Cannot stand it. I'd rather have the barbecue beans, mate.
Dave, you've said some outrageous things in your time, but I think this tops it.
KFC gravy, mate. It's like Oxo with piss. It's just not. It's just not for me. I'm sorry if I've spoiled anyone's tea if they're going to get that, by the way. But yeah, it's just not there. My choice would be a Big Mac, bog standard these days. They've lasted the eternity, haven't they? What was the other bit? Sorry, what fries? Again, it'd be Mackey's fries. The other two have got no chance against them. And then, what was it, drink? Or was it...
It said aside. I reckon you can go with the drink if you want a milkshake.
Mine's still an apple. My trio's Mackey's. Third one's got to be the apple pie.
Oh, you can't, though. You'll have to choose different chips then.
What?
You can only choose one from each.
Oh, sorry. Okay, then I'll go Big Mac.
Just give us your Mackey's order there, Dave.
I was going to say, mate, head down there and give me Cobra that, mate. He's sharp. Okay, mailbag. And then I haven't had Burger King for years, but I'm going to go KFC chips because they do have them with the side of beans. And then if you're doing one when we go to like dessert, I mean, you'd have to go back to what does Burger King even do for dessert?
You can have your apple pie. You can have your Mackey's apple pie. Your KFC fries, and then what from Burger King, Whopper or something.
Yeah, that's it. Like XL Whopper, bacon Whopper, whatever it is, some Whopper.
Not me.
Go ahead, Paul. What's yours?
No, I was gonna switch, but bacon double XL cheeseburgers at Belters from Burger King.
Proper
Or the
burgers,
only
them aren't they, as well? Like
yeah,
Mackey's,
exactly.
Mackey's don't have proper meaty burgers, do they? Little
Yeah.
skinny fuckers.
As I think I've used this before, but as Stan Collymore said to David James, those burgers, he said his hands are like dinner plates, but that's what those burgers are. The only other one would be a Zinger Tower.
Ooh,
It's a
that's a
belter.
shout.
Yeah.
Ooh, throwing a little zinger into the mix.
No,
Yeah.
but then it's got popcorn chicken. So
That's what I was thinking,
Yeah.
Zinger, but then you can't have the gravy.
although the burger,
It's not a bad thing.
not nachos,
Look at you.
The wedges, cheese, which like melted cheese wedges. So I could have a Zinger Tower, melted cheese wedges, and Mackie fries.
Yeah, I don't see why not with that. Yeah.
Instead of the bacon double XL bit, but they're the ones I'm tied between. The Zinger Towers are absolute belters.
It's a winner. Yeah, I think I'm going with double Whopper, Mackey's fries, and KFC gravy.
It's fine now.
Solid meal. That.
I mean, why would you want to hurt yourself with that gravy, like? But you know,
Dave, something's gone wrong with you in this gravy somewhere.
look at the anger. Look at the anger on his face there.
No,
He's been bladdered last night, and he definitely went to KFC and got some gravy.
You think you know a fella, and then Jesus.
This is like that time 10 minutes ago when he revealed that he was Nick Barmby's best mate.
Yeah,
which he did, didn't he? Basically.
I've had some shockers there, haven't I? Eh? Good job, my best mates at Cobra to sort you all out.
The reaction from Pete. Oh no, sorry, Pete. I was just going to say your reaction before when you were going. It's the cat gif when he's going.
Even my dog came in and said, my dog came in and was like, "What did he say?"
Right, lads, on that bombshell, that's it for this week's mailbag. Cheers, Paul. Cheers, Dave. Cheers, Pete. Thanks to everyone who sent questions in. Have a great weekend, up the toppies, and we'll catch you next time on Mailbag.
Boop, boop.